Business is the most important thing in my heart, but it's not the most important thing in my life. Everything is designed in conversation, like the business has to be run as a conversation. I knew that when I retired, I was going to be bored. And I always thought I need to find something. Don't underestimate yourself. Don't think that you can't do it. You can do it.
When you speak to people that do that, they have such joy. It lights them up every day because they love what they're doing. We need more people in the world who are happy and feel excited about their future. That's what we need. You're saying, I'm not ready to retire. I want to do something that fills me up and that gives me that sense of joy doing it, but also that you're achieving so much and you're helping people. Knowing what you know now, what would you say is the thing they should do first to have the most impact fast? It's so fantastic to have you here. So describe what it is that you do and say why it's such a special thing.
Well, I offer very different modalities, and they all focus on one thing. They help people get into the parasympathetic state. The parasympathetic state is a state in your nervous system that allows you to live life the way that you're meant to live life, which is grounded, calm, connected to yourself, easier to connect with others. That's where you are creative. That's where you are more able to heal yourself. Your body is able to heal itself. You're able to solve problems much better. You respond better to life. It's like that's the zone. That's where you really are at your best. So all these different modalities, they work together to help people enter this state a little bit more easily and to stay there longer, because we have reached a state in our society where we are very much in the fight or flight state most of the time. And the fight or flight state is useful. It has a purpose, which is to help us deal with danger. But the problem is that the way that we have structured our lives, the way we live our lives today, it doesn't allow us to leave that state. We're always in fight or flight. We're always in hypervigilance. And you see it all the time. I mean, I run every morning, and every time I'm running behind somebody, they look back. They are afraid. They're paying attention, like who's behind me, who's coming to get me, right? So yeah, this is not the way we were meant to live. We were meant to go there when we need to and then come back when the danger is past.
Can you give a few more examples to someone who might be watching this that might help them identify that they are in that fight or flight zone?
Yeah, so usually if you are on that more fight or flight state, you would not be sleeping very well. You would be waking up during the night and you cannot fall back asleep, or you have what's called terminal insomnia, which is you wake up very early and can't fall back asleep. You're very reactive. You respond quickly. You get irritated very quickly. You find it hard to focus, hard to concentrate. After a while of this state, you start to get fatigued. You're tired because your body is like in higher alert all the time. That takes energy. Those are like, I think, would be some of the main things. And if you stay in this state for a very long time, I have some clients who have then moved to what's called the dorsal state, which is basically when you give up. So it's a little bit more depressed. You lose interest in things. You disconnect yourself from your body. You disconnect yourself from your emotions. That would be like a third state after you've been in sympathetic for a long time.
So, what is it that you do?
I offer sound healing. I offer different types of meditation, including drumming meditation, moving meditation. I offer two specific types of yoga nidra and restorative yoga. And I offer this one modality of body work that's called the triple vagal method, that works by touching all the branches of the vagus nerve in your body. And that has three functions, but it does help release chronic stress and trauma from your body and help you go back to that parasympathetic state. I sometimes combine all these things. I add a little ceremony and I make it to a longer retreat,
Mm.
a 3 hour, half a day retreat. If you add a little break or a lunch, then there is, it's most of the day.
We met because we were talking about retreats and how to design your retreats. How would you design your retreat when people maybe come to stay with you for a few days to have a bit of concentrated healing around dropping their anxiety and improving their sense of calm?
Well, I usually have a conversation with them and I try to understand what the needs are. I always include sound because I find it very powerful. But let's say if somebody tells me I have a hard time keeping my mind focused. So I know that part of that retreat will have to be some practices that will be easier for this person to calm the mind and be focused. And that would be drumming because you have a different kind of sound and you have the rhythm, and it's a lot easier to focus on a rhythm than to focus on your breath. Another practice that I do would be humming. Humming is a very powerful tool, or chanting. So it's all about the sounds, like different types of sounds. Some of the sounds come from inside, some of the sounds come from outside. Sometimes, if the person says to me, I am coming because I really need to reconnect with nature, then we do some earth meditations. I try to work with the root chakra, the base of the spine, and connect with the earth. And then I do some meditations about the sounds of the forest. We may go to the forest and have, some kind of small ceremony, and then as practice to connect with the forest. So everything is designed in conversation, like the business has to be run as a conversation. And I once heard you say that it's like going on a date. Yes, and it's an ongoing conversation with your audience. It is what's happening in their community, what's happening in the world. It's just all levels of things that could be impacting, number one, what this person needs, and also how this person might respond to what I am offering and what I could be offering to help people address this thing that I know is happening.
Would you consider that what you do with your business is a lifestyle business that allows you to run a business, but not at the expense of your life? So your life still is number one, top priority, and your business is running alongside, helping each other rather than, which so often is the case, someone might be employed by someone or running a business where the business is always first and life always comes second.
The business is not my life. Well, the business is the most important thing in my heart, but it's not the most important thing in my life. I structure my days in a way that, the mornings are mostly for myself, it's for my workout, my meditation, my other practices. And then there's the business.
That's the thing that I find all the time whenever I talk to anybody in a lifestyle business and doing this kind of thing, and particularly in retreats and when they've got these amazing skills to help people heal or to help people have a better life or whatever it might be. I mean, some are even pet trainers or people who, are designing food and all kinds of stuff. So many people do different styles of retreats. It's incredible. But when you speak to people that do that, they have such joy. It lights them up every day because they love what they're doing. And you've just summed it up there. You're saying, I'm not ready to retire. I want to do something that fills me up and that gives me that sense of joy doing it, but also that you're achieving so much and you're helping people. And that's just so lovely. If you were advising someone who wanted to do something similar along those lines, what would you say is the thing that you would do first? Knowing what you know now, what would you say is the thing they should do first to have the most impact fast? What would you say that should be?
I think the hardest part for me was to find out what I was going to do, because I knew that when I retired, I was going to be bored. And I always thought I need to find something. And I tried so many things. I tried basket weaving, I tried beading, I tried a lot of different types of arts. And I remember one day thinking it has to be something that is already part of my life, something that I believe in and something that I do and that I've seen that works. Then I thought, what the fuck? I've been meditating for 30 years. I love it. I do it every day. It has changed my life. So why not meditation? So then I thought, yeah. So then it is to look for things. If you're trying to figure out what you want to do, look for things that are already there, not for the things that are not there. And the other thing I would say is that don't underestimate yourself. Don't think that you can't do it. You can do it. Like, Marianne Williamson said, it's not our darkness that most frightens us. She said it's our light that scares us the most. So I can sit down with the harmonium and lead a mantra singing session. I never sang before in my life. I don't even know what a keyboard is. I put little sticky notes there so I know how to play. And sometimes I'm doing a kirtan and I'm like, I can't believe I'm doing this. I'm here in front of these people playing the harmonium and I'm leading the singing. I was never a singer. So, we can do stuff. And I never started until I was 60. We can do stuff. And you talk about the two voices. Listen to that voice that says, you can try it. And whatever is calling, go there because I started in meditation and then I added qigong and I added the yoga, then I added the drumming, then I added the body work, and I have lots of plans. Like I'm not stopping here. I have lots of other. I have a list of trainings that I want to take: forest bathing, lots of other stuff.
Yeah, and it's just so lovely for me to see you, somebody who's retired, who feels so passionate and has such excitement about the future and what you could do. And there's so many options for what you could do. And that's amazing. And I think that we need to be focusing so much on that as individuals. It's like, what could we do that really lights us up and gives us joy and makes us feel excited about the future? Because that's the thing that we need. We need more people in the world who are happy and feel excited about their future. That's what we need. And we need less of the rest of it. So that can all go. So I think you're a fantastic example to follow. Somebody who's really focused on what fills you with joy, and then you've enhanced your skills around that. And now you're helping other people by providing those kinds of experiences, which is really lovely. And so if somebody wanted to get in touch with you, where in the world are you?
I am in Toronto, in Canada, and I have a website. It's KARUNA meditation.com. They can go there. All the information is there. I'm on Instagram as Gannam, and I post lots of stuff there, lots of sound. So it's a good way to stay in touch.
Well, I know that from my own experience of coming into this world, because mine is as a business coach and speaking with and working with people like yourself who then share with me their knowledge and inspiration of how we can improve our own existence and our own life is just a gift, really. It's a real treasure. And I feel like my knowledge is just growing and becoming so much more. I know my strength, and my strength is with business. But I love the whole, everything that I'm learning from everyone else who has all of this experience and these skills. So I'd like to thank you for everything that you do. And I look forward very much to hearing more about your retreats as you start to organize them in the future. Any final thoughts from you to anyone who's watching?
No, just don't be afraid of what you can do.
And push yourself out of your comfort zone, because that's where the
Yes,
most growth happens. Yeah.
totally. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Vincente.
Thank you.
It's lovely speaking with you today.
Thank you. Thank you. You as well.